The interesting thing is that after a while, you've heard all these objections repeatedly and you get really good at answering them. The biggest objection just comes from a little bit of confusion about what we're doing, where a seller will say, well, I've never really heard of this before. It sounds good, but I don't get it. Like, who is this for and how does it work? And in those situations, we simply answer the question and let them know. This is for people who want to get the most amount of money out of their house, right? Everybody wants to get the most amount of money out of their house. So this is for people who want to get the most money out of their house, because we're able to give you the full value of the house without it being dialed back by very expensive realtor commissions. I'll even pay your closing cost for you. I take the house as is. You don't have to go, changing carpet, painting to get it ready for sale or anything like that. Also, you don't have people traipsing through your house. You don't have to wait 30, 60, 90, 120 days to get it sold while somebody's loan it falls through and then you got to go get somebody else, the endless realtor showings and whatnot. We'll close whenever you're ready on the property. So when you put the whole thing together, you get a lot more money for the house. The trade-off is you just have to be a little bit patient, but we pay you for the patience. What I mean by that is we're going to make you a payment month after month after month until we cash you out in full at that price that's not dialed back by all those expenses. So in that way, it's for the people who want to get the most money out of their house, but can be a little bit patient and accept monthly payments or a rental payment for a period of time until we pay them off in full. Fair enough? So that's the way we answer that question. One of the biggest questions that comes up from sellers is, how much money are we going to put down? Meaning they'll take monthly payments for a period of time. They're willing to wait, but they got to get some money now. They want a down payment. How much are you going to put down? And I always like to explain that the price doesn't change. Whether they get some now and the rest later or they get all of it later, they're getting the same price, which is the real value of this. But the simple fact of the matter is that we're putting a lot of money down on the house. It's just that they're not going to be getting it. The reason that we're putting money down on the house is because we're paying our closing costs. We're going to pay their closing costs for them. We're going to take the house as is. I'm probably going to have to spruce the house up just a little bit, not because there's anything wrong with the house, but because I like to stage it to make it perfect for the people that we're selling it to, so we got to pay for that. And then because I want to select the right buyer, the one who I can get qualified the quickest so that you get paid off in full at that full price, not dialed back by realtor commissions and loan points and discounts and all the other things, then I'm probably going to have to make a couple payments on this. So I'm going to have a heck of a lot of money into this house, but it's not going to change the price you get for it. The price you get for it, you get, but you get it on the back end. Fair enough? That's the way we answer it, and then if there's further objections on it, then we negotiate with them. I always ask sellers after I learn the price, I'll say, hey, do you have the house free and clear? And if they do, then we don't have to learn the mortgage information. But frequently they'll say, well, there's a mortgage on the house. Sometimes they say what the mortgage is and what the payment is without us even asking. If they don't, then we'll go ahead and say, well, what's the mortgage balance and what's the monthly payment on it? And sometimes the seller is uncomfortable providing that information. So we have to let the seller know that, look, you can't sell the house without providing the underlying financial information, particularly if we're in an arrangement where I'm making you monthly payments over time before we pay you off. In order for us to close on the house, we've got to know what the mortgage information is because the mortgage has to be paid off. I'm not trying to spy on you or get all in your business and post things on the internet, but if we're going to structure financing on the house, I got to know what the underlying financing is. I also have to know, am I paying you enough to cover the payments that are on the house so that it doesn't go into arrears? So these are things that we have to learn. Your house can't be sold without it. So I just ask you to help me help you and let me know what the mortgage information is so that we can figure out if we can structure a deal that way. If you won't sell the house in this way where I can get you more money, then I don't need that information right now, but then we'll talk about another way to do it, which might be having to use a realtor. But we'll get the mortgage information most of the time with that kind of approach with the seller. One of the best things about this approach is that we'll do the deal however you want to do the deal. However, if we're going to do it where you get the most amount of money and we're going to make monthly payments to you, then we do need to understand the mortgage information on the house. However, there's other alternatives that we could pursue as well where we don't need that. It's really entirely up to you. and we'll abide by your decision. What would you prefer? Would you prefer to get more money or a little bit less money but get it done quicker? So hey there, if you liked what you heard here, there's a lot more to the story. I gave you a macro picture of what's going on, but sometimes you got to dig down into the micro details to really get deals done. And what I can tell you is trying to do real estate from just videos like this alone is hazardous to your health and probably hazardous to your pocketbook. So go ahead and book a strategy call with me so we can find out if this is a good fit and so that I can show you what this would entail for you and what things could look like financially for you in the future. I hope to see you on a call soon.